It's surreal to know that it's just been a year.
From the ground with grassroots organizers to the state capitol with lawmakers, there have been conversations about what should change in California after the world watched George Floyd die at the hands of Minneapolis police last year.
In that moment, we created a movement that united Black, white, Asian, Hispanic over that death.
Greater Sacramento NAACP President Betty Williams points to things like the Sacramento Community Police Review Commission's suggested police policy changes being implemented, Sacramento Police Department changing its policy to include the exact language of AB 392, and body cameras for the Sacramento County deputies. All things she says show progress.
Should it have happened before? Yeah, absolutely. But sometimes it takes, unfortunately, a murder like George Floyd to really create the moment that would absolutely creating the change that we need to happen.
Community activist Barry Axius wants to see even more change.
You still have African Americans dying and not enough consequences and accountability.
He says seeing George Floyd's death was a tipping point for a community already filled with frustration.
You already had Ahmaud Arbery. You already had Breonna Taylor. We're sitting on that. It made everybody stop and clearly see what every time we marched before, for Mike Brown, for Stephon Clark, for Sandra Bland, for Tamir Rice. There's so many to talk about and so many to say. You then finally had the people that weren't involved actually seeing why we actually marched.
Both community leaders say even now, 1 year later, is no time to stop pushing for reform.
You know, our wins have been because we came into a collective voice. It wasn't just the Black voice. We came collectively to the Capitol, to City Hall, and I don't think we should lose that.
And working toward change on the national level.
The reality of really charging and changing the system of policing in America, there has to be federal consequences for law enforcement.
I'm Brandy Cummings, KCRA 3 News.
And AB 26, also known as California's George Floyd Law, passed the Appropriations Committee last week. It's expected to soon be voted on in the full assembly. It establishes clear guidelines for police responsibility and accountability when witnessing excessive force by another member of law enforcement.